And we are back once more. I'm not allowed to go this way, Pixel Doctor.
I am searching for a new name, Fextech.
I am the military bystander Deadlock.
And I'm the one who's looking at images on the internet, Haruka.
I feel like
That's very true.
I feel like Deadlock joining the military would make me really sad. Like, I cannot picture you in the military.
You're not
I can.
wrong.
No, I actually can. Like, with your temperament and personality, you would actually excel in a lot of the intel fields.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, he said you do good in the intelligence fields.
Yeah, like you're like all of the intel and like data management jobs that I've seen, you would actually fit right in. Boot camp would be a bastard for you.
Yeah,
once you were. Yeah, but like once you cleared
anyone, let's be real.
Yeah, but once you cleared that 10-week hurdle, like once you were out of boot camp and into A school, you would be perfectly fine.
Now, I can also see Deadlock being good with, like, since, he deals with animals and a lot of small stuff like that. He'll also probably be just either a good field armsman.
Yeah, but, like, especially if you were to join the Navy or the Air Force, like, a lot of their, actually pretty much all of their intel stuff is, like, office positions.
Yes, but if you join the Air Force,
I mean more like
I
mean more direct on the grounds combat is what I'm saying. Like that.
Oh yeah, no. Like I wouldn't like. I may be good at that, but I wouldn't even like doing that.
Does anyone ever want to be in that spot?
Yes, actually.
I would say the question of that, the answer to that might depress you.
Yeah, like there's actually a lot of
who enjoy that.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who join hoping that that's the job they get.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, because everyone loves throwing their lives on the line.
Well, it's not necessarily about that. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's that, and a lot of times this has become a bit of a four-letter word these days, and I don't intend for it to read as such now. But propaganda is very effective, and the military is just prodigious at it. Like they convince generations all the time that no, you want to go overseas, you want to fight for your country, and while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, they conveniently leave out the part that war is a son of a bitch.
I will counterpoint most of their recent stuff is pretty fucking.
Also, the point of more often than not is you're there for no reason.
Well, depends on the war and
not no reason,
history.
but maybe not a reason you agree with.
Exactly.
Look, you're not allowed to have those opinions in the military.
You're not allowed to have opinions in general.
Mostly because.
Now I will. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to have to correct you that you can absolutely have those opinions, you're just not allowed to express them openly.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to have opinions.
No, you can have the opinion, you just can't express the opinion.
Yeah, but if you can't express the opinion, then you might as well not have one. That's how I feel about that.
Well, you can't express it openly. Like, on the anonymous internet, yeah, like, the basic rules still apply as long as nobody knows who or specifically what you are. But you can't go shit talking your commander in chief out and about when you're in public because you work for the guy.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, regardless of who your CIC is.
The only time it's allowed is if it's a second lieutenant and they get lost in the field, then you're allowed to make fun of them. That's just the rules.
But yeah, and that only applies to active duty personnel or reservists. Like me, since I've been separated for a good number of years now, I'm allowed to express my opinion.
It's true. When did you leave? I know it was around 2018, around that time. I don't remember exactly.
2015. I was in from AJ and I were in from 2011 to 2015.
Because I remember it was before I left for college, so it had to be before 2017.
Yeah.
Go to the right, maybe?
Maybe? Ah.
I was just expecting the TVs to maybe disappear, but no, that works too.
Oh, also, you guys have seen Demon Slayer a bit, right?
I have.
I actually haven't. That's one of those ones I gotta start and then catch myself up on.
I have read. I've read and watched all of it. It is I mean, it's pretty generic, but
yeah,
the art style's nice.
I actually think
Don't you say it looks bad, because it doesn't look bad.
No. For the manga, it probably looks fine. The anime, I'm going to argue that I think that most of the time, in those really heavy fight scenes, it just gets noise. It's just visual noise. There's nothing.
I've heard
Rated
that.
on a scale from 1 to Naruto versus Pain.
Naruto versus Pain.
I don't know if I agree with either of those, to be honest.
Actually, no. Naruto versus Pain. That's the one where they got the stylized. Where they stylized it, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
No.
stylized.
That one's fine.
Stylized is a word for it.
That one's I'm actually fine with.
Yeah, clearly Chris did not like how it was animated.
I mean, that's fine.
Now, the majority of the fight I was fine with, but there's a handful of still frames where especially there's one where Pain screams, "My pain is greater than yours," and he punches the ground so hard that he makes the geysers. The wind up and the delivery for that punch, like, watch that scene frame by frame and tell me honestly what the fuck is going on with that man's face.
Yeah, but when you're watching an anime, you're not going to look at it frame by frame.
I do. Like, especially for fight scenes, I basically got a Sharingan. Don't test me.
Also, technically, Zach, you are watching it frame by frame no matter
Alright,
what.
shut up, you know what I meant.
Yeah, like for fight scenes, especially in Naruto, where it prides itself on like being an anime where there's a lot of fights, I am looking at those as closely as possible and critiquing.
And then you should see how well it flows when it's all animated into one sequence. I agree.
That's the thing. Even when it is, there are some parts of Naruto versus Pain where it made me cock my head to the side and go, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
I think that just shows the intenseness and passion of that fight. I think that's what that represents in my mind.
I think it showed the animators were on a time constraint.
That might also be true.
Because these are the same people who gave us Kakashi versus Hidan, and then later like Team Asuma and Kakashi versus Kakuzu, and those were visually stunning.
I thought they were pretty simple.
It's not even the fact that it's simplicity, because like, yeah, there wasn't a lot going on. Like, Hidan's got his Kenjutsu, and that's pretty much it. But it was the fluid movements, particularly the blade fight between Hidan and Kakashi. That was just incredible to watch. Like, it almost looked movie quality. Like, if you go back and you see the I forget what movie it is, but it's the one where Naruto and Sasuke beat the brakes off of Momoshiki together.
Oh, it was just called. Was that the last? No, that was the one where Naruto.
No, it was the one after the last. Yeah, because it was like an actual like Boruto movie. It wasn't a Naruto one.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the title of it, but both that and the anime version of that, because they changed the design of Momoshiki in that fight for the actual anime. Both versions of that fight are really good.
Yeah, like that one goes super hard, and I'm here for it all day.
A good fight scene can really do some justice to the entire anime. You can ask Dragwall about that one.
But yeah, like the Naruto versus Pain one, on the whole it was good, but there was just those couple of scenes where it's like, have you ever seen that one where they catch the still frame of Sasuke before he uses the fire style jutsu on Orochimaru in the Forest of Death, like when he's got his head cocked to the... It looks like that.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you won't really see that if you're watching. Like, that happens so quickly, you wouldn't notice that unless you're looking for it.
And with this one, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I was processing what I was seeing too quickly, but I noticed.
I just don't agree.
I think one of the best things I liked in Naruto versus Pain, though, is when Naruto like when I think it was like his six-tail Jinchuriki cloak mode, picks up like this big-ass slab rock and beats Pain in the head like 4 or 5 times and just buries him in the dirt like a nail.
You ever see the version of that fight that someone dubbed over with Edit and Eddie sound effects?
No, but I need this in my life.
I will look for it for you later. It is pretty funny.
Please and thank you.
Someone did it with
one thing I find. There's one video that I find really funny. It's Transformers Prime, which is a great show, by the way. You should watch it. But every time Megatron starts getting really mad and yelling at Starscream, they change his voice to Spanish.
Interesting.
I say the NNA thing. They did it for a little bit in One Piece when they did the big reveal for Luffy.
That would go so well with One Piece.
It really did, and it gets even better. I don't know how much you know about future events and how I don't know if you guys are still at where you left off.
Bits and pieces. Yeah. We're still in Drum Island. We have not.
Yeah, this is one thing I will not spoil about One Piece because it is worth not being spoiled for. But
Interesting.
yeah, when you get to that point, it's like, oh, this is just both really fun in terms of the fight and really fun because of what they did.
You talking about Gear 5?
Oh, so you do now. Well, that slows the fun a little bit. But yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
To know.
Fair enough.
No,
Chris
yeah,
isn't exactly the biggest internet savant.
Yeah, I haven't seen the fight, but I've seen.
You've seen images, probably.
I've seen images, namely of Gear 5 Luffy and stills taken from his fights in Gear 5, and I'm like, this man is just disrespectful.
Oh, 100%. That's kind of the whole. I mean, he's kind of been disrespectful from day one, to be real.
Like, I have seen more respect from the Golden Eagles that drop goats off of cliffs.
Yeah, no, and pretty much, if you look at every fight that Luffy is in, he's almost never taken it seriously.
Oh, no.
And he's about as disrespectful as Goku is, because Goku pretty disrespectful in most fights.
I think like one of the only fights off the top of my head that Luffy's been in that he was actually serious from the beginning was against what's his name, Rob Lucci, the leopard guy.
No.
Counterpoint.
No. Okay, I'm waiting to hear.
Because he went into that fight pissed off. Oh yeah, he went. Yeah, he was pretty serious against Crocodile too.
Not really. Most of the time he fought him, he was kind of just messing around. He became Water Luffy at one point. Like he was both taking the fight seriously and making a mockery of it at the same time.
Right, but against Lucci, he went into that fight pissed off.
Well, because it wasn't to make a point. That the whole thing of that was to get Robin back.
Right, and not to say Luffy has a berserk button, like pretty much every anime character does. But Lucci was one of those fights where he was all business from the beginning.
Lucci takes everything. He's the straight man of. I would say almost the straight man of the series, but actually Akainu is. But he's one of those characters, so.
The dude barely cracks a smile.
Oh, hey, I'm finally dealing with this.
Yep.
I love One Piece, and the writing just gets better the further you go. I don't care what anyone says.
But, to get back onto the topic about what I was talking about with, because we started Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah, no. Demon Slayer, the story is generic, but the animation is good.
Well, someone tried to post a video of, quick one of those stupid power scaling videos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Could Dante from Devil May Cry, beat the demons in Demon Slayer?
Oh, yeah, he would no-diff them so easily.
I love that. Have you seen the kind of the counterpoint to that genre of video, explaining why so and so and so other isn't even close?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ones I've seen is explaining why Darth Vader versus Voldemort isn't close, and then another one is explaining why Saiyans would absolutely murk Viltrumites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That one's just a given.
It depends on the level of the Saiyan, though. I think.
The problem is that a singular Saiyan who can go grade 8 is enough to make Frieza worry.
I did not consider the grade 8. You're right.
Even in grade 8 form, let's use a good low class example. Let's use Bardock. In his grade 8 form, Bardock and his crew were not planet destroyers.
No, but they did clear the planet.
Right, they were genociders for sure, but they weren't planet destroyers, and in that regard, they're more on par with Viltrumites in their grade 8 form.
Yeah, they're city busters at best.
Ironically, I do think that I do want to say that they weren't planet destroyers there specifically because they were clearing the planet.
True,
right? Because Frieza's a planet broker.
With that group combined, they could probably break a planet.
Yes,
if they really wanted to.
I was gonna say,
Saiyans also have the thing, they can't breathe in the vacuum of space, and while Viltrumites can't either, at least Viltrumites can hold their breath for a week at a time.
Which is weird because we constantly see Saiyans in space.
I was gonna say, to be fair, Viltrumites are very weak to sound, and Saiyans love yelling, so,
Yeah. In fact, that's their entire thing is just screaming at the top of their lungs. So
I think that might be more of a thing with it might be more in tune. Like if you are gonna go that route and defeat a Viltrumite that way, I think it would be more in tune with what they did to beat Slug.
Yeah, I was kind of more making a joke of it, honestly, but there's probably a Viltrumite that would actually, do some damage on, but because you do have to scream somewhat loudly.
Yeah, but once you start throwing Super Saiyan in the mix, the scales are weighed very heavily in the Saiyan's favor.
Oh yeah, no, like Goku, base Goku and Super is pretty strong. Base Goku in Super is a Planet Buster, but like a base Saiyan
I would argue base Vegeta could body Omni-Man.
Yeah, base Vegeta could do it. Base Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that because he wasn't a Planet Buster back then. Because that time where he did it in the anime was filler.
No, I think he could, and I do think he was Planet Buster because his final flash at the end was going to.
But he didn't do the final.
Right. No. Yeah. You're right. The Gallic Gun was going to destroy the Earth. Okay,
so
like that was the threat at the end. So he is planning to destroy her at that one. So he could probably no death. Omni-Man.
Okay. Yep. No. So I guess by that point, Goku could also be a Planet Buster potentially if he.
Yeah. I get because the times 20 or no, that was the times 10 Kamehameha was on par with the Gallic Gun. So yeah.
Yeah.
No. Then he took times 4. Or 3.
I don't remember because
no.
Was when he was out fighting Frieza.
Right, you're right. No, I was confusing it with the transformation in the Budokai game. So yeah, times 3 Kaioken was enough to rival the Gallic Gun, which was intended to destroy the planet. So times 4 conceivably could do that and then some.
I would say because Goku at that point his power level was 8,000. That's what they said in the scaler. Officially, he was 8,000 in the power level scales.
So the over 9, yes, So the over 9,000 was anime exclusive. I remember that.
Yeah. So his actual power level was 8,000. So timing 3 of that he was 20. I think. 24,000 then, which was more than Vegeta at the time because his official power scale was like 20,000, I think. Somewhere around there.
Hold on, because what's the original modifier for Kaioken?
It's a multiplier.
Yeah, it's a multiplier. So it depends.
Times 3 times 4.
Oh, right. Because what I'm saying is he's got Kaioken, and then he's got Kaioken times 2, 3, and 4 in that fight.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So what is So what is the base modifier for just level 1 Kaioken?
I think Kaioken is just times 2.
I think Kaioken is times 2, so the times 2 is just another times 2 multiplier. Maybe?
Okay, so it's
I think they're just interchangeable for the same thing.
Maybe.
Because I know Super Saiyan is times 5 whatever you're at. Like Super Saiyan is a 500% power increase.
I thought it was a 100 times increase.
It's 50.
Oh, okay.
No, it's 5.
So wait, it's only a times 5, but it's somehow more powerful than Kaioken times 10?
It's less strain on the body, because it's a natural transformation versus a technique that puts strain on you.
Yeah, Super Saiyan is more economic.
Yes, but only one of them was able to actually beat Frieza.
No, because it's a times... Because Andrew said it's a times 50.
So I just looked it up.
Okay, thank you.
Super Saiyan is 50 times.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
50?
50.
Super Saiyan?
50.
Okay, so then it's...
What is that? That makes more sense.
Super Saiyan
so then that's 5. So then that's 5,000%.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Super Saiyan 2 is 2 times that. Super Saiyan 3 is 4 times Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, because you're multiplying on top of the previous multiplier.
And then Super Saiyan God, no one knows.
Well,
because gods don't have ki.
Well, that and they just... They
stopped caring.
Yeah, well, the point of power levels was ridiculous.
I was going to say, like they stopped giving a shit about power levels in the Frieza saga because that's when they made the point of like, oh yeah, my power level is this, and they kept getting curb stomped by the guys that they thought were lesser than.
Yeah, we're just kind of using it for the example of where were these guys when they became Planet Busters.
Yeah, like I understand it no longer has any place in the series, but I'm also the kind of guy where I enjoy knowing what people's power levels are at different points, regardless of whether or not it's relevant.
Well, I was using it so we could compare to Omni-Man.
Exercise, but death battle stuff, nah.
Death battle's fun. You just can't take it for 100. You can't take it for 100% science because
my problem is that death battle is continuously just fucked up on all of their stuff.
Who cares? It's just it's the same thing with game theory. You just have to have fun with it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the comparison I was going to make. It's made for entertainment purposes. It's not made to be taken seriously.
Like they
You're trying
do
to apply logic to fiction.
Yeah, I mean, so you're never going to get 100% accurate, especially because that stuff can change over time.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're literally just trying to make sense of what's presented.
If anything, what Death Battle does is it gives you more of the source material, because you're not going to be most people are not going to be exposed to all source material of every. Oh, hey, you're chapter 18 already.
Yep.
One thing they never did though, like and I always wanted them to because the characters were so similar, is Kirito from SAO versus Haseo from .hack.GU.
Well, apparently Death Battle's doing something since RT is officially shut down now. But Death Battle,
I was gonna say,
I think Screw Attack's planning to like rebuy and rebrand themselves back.
Interesting. Okay.
They alluded to something, and the dude from Screw Attack said something a couple months ago. We'll see. Obviously we have no. I can't say. I don't know the inner workings of anything. So I'm just going off theory here.
Yeah, and I know the fall of Rooster Teeth is something we've discussed ad nauseum on this channel.
Yeah, well, now it's official. They've gone under, so... honestly, it all started when... I think it really started when WB Kids bought them. Or not WB Kids, but Warner Brothers.
I'm
Warner Media.
It's been longer than that. WB Kids is the only thing keeping them afloat.
We both said WB Kids, but WB Kids was a totally... Not separate, but it's its own thing.
It was Warner Media that bought them out.
Yes, yeah. Warner... Yeah, but Warner Media, I think, is the only thing that's been keeping them alive.
There's an argument for that.
Because, no, think about it.
No, I don't disagree.
Failed. Which is really upsetting, because they started with a good thing, and then they fucking pissed it away, just like half their products.
Ruby was losing sales after a while just because there was so much controversy surrounding it. For stupid stuff.
Well, that and their shit really...
I still don't think it was as bad as people were making it.
I mean, it also doesn't help that like the main brain behind the series up and died.
That was also a contributing influence. Rest in peace, Monty Ohm. You were a real one.
Dude, for real.
I know it's been like 10 years now, but still.
Has it really?
It's getting there.
Actually, it's probably
fucking hell.
Longer.
I think it was 2015 when he died. I don't remember. It was sometime around 10 years ago.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because I think I might have still been in the Navy when he went. Yeah, either that or I had just gotten out.
Of course.
Yeah, February 1st, 2015.
Okay, so
I had just gotten out. Like that was between my separation and my moving to Texas.
It was pretty.
I
gone too soon.
The problem is they quote unquote were trying to follow his script, but
I mean, how much could he have written?
For a second.
I mean, even if they did, how much could he have written at that point? He may have finished the season.
Like 3 chapters of the 3 seasons of the show written.
Yeah, like at a certain point, it became abundant.
A lot of changes that they made.
Yeah, and at a certain point, it became abundantly clear that Miles Luna was the one who was driving the direction.
Now, I don't think Miles is a terrible writer or director. I think the fact that he got put on this project after the original creator died is where the mistake happened.
It put a lot of pressure on him, yeah.
Yeah. And Miles, it was his first, like, major thing for him, so...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had some roles in Red vs. Blue, but I mean, like, he was more just like an assistant director there, I think, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Ruby was the first big thing, like you said, that he was actually the boss of.
Yeah, so I mean, should he... we don't really know what happened in terms. We don't know if he followed the script or not. Maybe Monty just really did write that script and it just didn't flow. I don't know. It's entirely possible. If Miles did change the scripts, maybe he thought it was for the best. You can't shame him for thinking like this is him and he wanted to put his own taste in it because like he's directing.
Oh no, so. and I wouldn't dream of it. It's just I can see where the direction changed.
I still I said this to someone, I forget who. I think I was talking to Sam. But in Ruby, they started shipping Blake and Yang, mostly for the fans. I still say Ruby and Weiss had a more natural relationship than Blake and Yang did at that point.
I feel Blake
was already with Sun.
She wasn't with him, but they had chemistry.
And I like the idea of Yang kind of being the free-spirited one, just kind of doing whatever she wanted.
I also hate what they did with fucking Adam.
And that's one of the writing things that did bother me. I'll agree with you there. They killed him off way too easy.
Well, they killed him off. Look, they established the threat. He's able to, defeat, he defeated Yang by taking her arm and stuff, and she became super depressed or whatever, and all that stuff. Cool, threat established. And then proceeded to
Punch him.
hiss it all away by just saying, yes, now that they are gay, they are stronger.
Yeah, and
Okay,
honestly,
now, and like before we get too far down that particular train of thought, can we give them their flowers for a moment of how they depicted Yang's reaction to having her arm cut off?
no, I think they did that scene really well. I think
Yeah,
everything
like
they did,
that whole transition. Yeah, like the whole mental state and like the hiatus she went on and like her frame of mind while she was on the mend, almost perfect. Like almost blow for blow goes with a lot of veterans I've spoken to who are amputees. Like that was surprisingly accurate.
Now, one thing I will never give them credit for is what they did with fucking Ruby in that last season.
no, that
I haven't.
No, I'm not giving them any credit because it
No,
is literally
I
the same
wasn't-
plot they
hold-
didn't.
I was trying to collect my thoughts. If you gave me a second.
Sorry,
No, but
sorry.
like,
I'll give you a
I
second,
get
and
very
I'll-
angry at that one.
Then I'll give you a slight derail to collect while I give you a non sequitur. One thing that pissed AJ and I off, and for a bit of context, we have this thing where if we're watching a series and there's a character that makes AJ go, "Oh, I really like that person," almost every single time consistently, like with a 90% hunting rate, that character will die by the end of the season.
Was it
So-
Torchwick?
no,
And that is what she did with Sienna Khan.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Sienna Khan they killed her off way too. She didn't even really get to do anything.
No, like the scene where you first see her is the scene she dies in.
Yeah, like they didn't even like the little bit they built her up. I liked her, and then she died, which, yeah, I feel like they could have built. I'm fine if she died, but I feel like we need to know her a little bit more to be like, oh,
Yeah,
now we really see how bad Adam is.
Yeah, like the way they did
It was
Sienna
like the
was
worst thing to do with her because, like, she's been established as the leader of this group.
But like,
And-
we didn't get to know her enough. Is the thing.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like we obviously knew she was leading like a semi-terrorist organization because that is what they kind of were at that point.
Oh no, they were both terrorists, right?
Yeah, at that point the White Fang was a full blown terror cell.
Oh, true. So she was a terrorist leader, but the fact that like I don't know the whole I feel like there should have been more like infighting between the fact like she's like, all right, this is the right amount of terrorism. Adam, you're going too far. Like there was none of that. It just happened. She just died.
Yeah. And in that time, like she showed herself to be like a very fiery, strong-willed character. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like I'd like to see more of this. And then she gets cut down almost immediately.
And everyone's just fine with it.
No. Yeah, no, No, I agree. That scene was not great. And going back to what you were saying about the last season of Ruby, I do kind of agree with you, MJ, but at the same time, I think of it... I don't know. The scene, what was done was good, but it didn't feel natural for Ruby, is what I think.
I don't think it was good at all. Like that entire section with her. Okay, the first part I do like, where she's angry, she feels like everyone's basically neglecting her getting any shot of getting some emotional closure for
Yeah.
anything.
Yep.
And how, and the great meme that we got out of it.
I know what you
I'm
are.
sorry, I can't.
We're so happy for you.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. And I agree.
Like-
Ruby's breakdown was done really well because she had been neglected by the rest of the group. Honestly, if you look back the whole thing,
Everyone else gets emotional development. She's murdered someone and like hasn't really gotten past it.
Yeah, no, like Ruby is. Keep in mind, Ruby's younger. So I think at this point she is still 16 or she's 17. Either way, she's still young,
So.
and she's the youngest of the group. Like they made that a point in the first season that she was like not even supposed to be at Beacon.
Yeah, she kind of broke the rules to get in there. Fucking Harry Potter wannabe.
Well, blame Ozpin for that one, but whatever.
Yeah, she had her Gandalf help, or not Gandalf.
Yeah,
Gandalf.
she had the sorting hat.
But no, my biggest problem is what they did later, where they literally made her commit suicide because she felt the only way to make everything better was to commit suicide.
I feel like I'm gonna need context. I'm not well versed.
It was an actual, but like she sort of did. It was so there was this Cheshire Cat thing basically, and it was trying to take over her body so it could leave the realm they were in, which because it couldn't leave in its own form. It was trying to possess someone to try to leave, which spoiler, it didn't work. Because the cat just could not leave. He was stuck there. Anyway. The cat tricks Ruby into drinking the tea, which puts her into...
Well, no. To be fair, that wasn't Ruby. That wasn't the cat tricking them. That was Neo and the cat getting her to try to commit suicide.
Oh yeah, that's basically what they did. They had her drink the tea with basically, and so she got
to end it because, well, everything's her fault.
Yeah, I forgot Neo was even there, to be honest with you. Which Neo had better character. Neo, at least she finally got something. Let's be real, but
man, I'm still upset they actually killed off Torchwood.
He died.
I think that was the worst option they ever did.
Between Adam and Torchwood, the two of them died really easily, and I don't know who died too easily. Of course, anyway.
Like, at least Torchwood had screen time.
Anyway, Ruby gets into the tree. So she's basically dead because that's essentially you can go when you go into this tree, you come out as something completely different. But that's how they advertise it. Ruby talks to this person in the tree who I forget what her role was. I know it was something significant, but I don't remember.
Yeah, basically they wanted to meet Ruby to basically help them get over their emotional baggage. But the problem is Ruby knew none of this. Ruby, as far as she knew, was literally killing herself. And then they reward her for that.
Yeah, that's...
And the reason why I get so mad about this is this is the second time that Rooster Teeth has done this plot line of suicide makes you better. Genlock Season 2 literally had suicide makes you a godlike being. And it pisses me off so goddamn much. And we're not just talking like, oh man, she committed suicide and no one knew. No, the rest of her team was standing there. Yang, Weiss, and Blake are just standing there dumbfounded and not even saying anything as they're watching Ruby get ready to drink this stuff.
If I remember correctly, they weren't like next to her, so I don't think they could stop her.
Well, they could stop her, but they could try to say something.
Now might be a bad time to posit this question, but is that still a 4-letter word on YouTube?
What? Oh, is Lewiside?
Yeah.
Probably. But, I mean, it's not like Zach makes money off this.
That's true. Well, we're getting there. We're almost there.
Yeah,
later on we can worry about that.
What's the threshold you have to meet?
The base one is 500 with a certain amount of...
So you're like right up there.
Yeah, so with a certain amount of hour views, which I almost have as well, or I do have, I forget. And then there's another one at 1,000 to basically increase the income. So, anyway, yeah, no, I still don't think it was badly done. It just, well, I do. I'm mixed on it. I think it could have been better.
100% badly done because it is literally rewarding a character for committing suicide and saying. And the problem I have with it is it's the exact same thing in both of them. They have her commit suicide, and they have the suicide hotline. And then immediately the next episode, they bring them back, and they're better than ever. It is tactless, it is stupid, and it serves no purpose at that point.
No, I disagree because in the end she went through the whole process and realized, I mean, yeah, no, it wasn't. and you could still say it was a little tactless. I can't fully disagree with that. But in the end, she realized that being who she was the right thing. So, like...
It only took suicide.
What? I think the point was,
you're not getting around that point.
That I feel like you're diverting the main point I'm trying to make here. Of... I know, again, the suicide thing, maybe not the best thing to say there. But the fact that, I got distracted for a second. The fact that she, like, basically saying you don't need to, like, end yourself because you are you are your best you, was basically the sentence that, which, yes, for Ruby it's at that point, but the point to the viewers was you don't need to end yourself. Like, you were fine at the way you are.
You can try to make that argument, and
I will make that argument.
I don't think it's correct. I think it's
My thing with that is
making excuses for them.
Well, let's explore that chain of thought and assume that that's what they were trying to do. A person who needs that message isn't necessarily always receptive to metaphor.
On top of that, committing suicide literally gets a better outcome for you.
Like I said, I'm not saying it was the best. I'm not saying it's the best way they could have done it. I'm just saying I think it's a bit more nuanced than you're giving it.
If there's an attempt for nuance, I think they fucking failed. And I don't think there was a better... There was... The problem with suicide or something like that in the shows like this... Why? Like... If you're not going to have it stick, if you're not going to have it be an actual permanent thing, and you're going to have them get better afterwards, you have undercut every single idea you were trying to say there.
Yeah. I can't believe Vegeta undercut himself with suicide and then came back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why, I mean, throwing off of the, like, out of the animated sphere for a little while is, Vikings made, like a really good point of making character deaths, A, not only matter, but B, they did it in such a way where it drives the story forward.
Which you can do. Like I said, I'm not saying the way they did it in Ruby was the best. I think they attempted something and it just didn't work.
Yeah. Because I know, I mean, and you see it a little bit with stuff in, like, Game of Thrones as well, but Game of Thrones is one of those things where, like, if you pick a favorite character, just expect for them to fucking die.
Yeah.
Also expect the writing in the books to never be finished.
Right, well, unfortunately, Martin and,
Well, it's because George R.R. Martin has literally admitted that he ran himself into a fucking corner because he killed a character he needed later. And he wanted to do Lord of the Rings, but character death. That was his whole thing.
Yeah. But at least, like, and that's why I say Vikings is a really good example, because by the time Ragnar dies, like, he's basically already passed the torch onto the characters that would drive the story and the plot forward after he was gone.
You could say My Hero honestly did it better, because, like, his whole thing, you know, he kind of did the Viking thing of, you know, he used all his power at the final fight with All for One that he could do, and then, you know, did the whole pointed thing for Midoriya.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a similar thing, except he didn't die.
On the flip side of that, speaking of people who did not die and probably should have, how the fuck is Dobby still alive?
You give it time? I forget if he dies. I actually don't know.
Wait, like Dobby as in Harry Potter?
It's in My Hero.
Oh.
No, Dobby as in Toya Todoroki.
Yeah.
I think he is dead. No. Maybe
he might be one of the characters. I don't know. There's a lot of character death in the last few parts of My Hero.
I'm a little bit behind on the manga, but last I saw, he was counting down to an explosion when he was fighting against Endeavor.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
And at that point, like, his eyes are gone, his entire body is a black char. Like, what is even the point? Like, what is driving this man?
You could say the same thing about Mosen or Lady Nagan, rather.
True, even her like burns weren't as bad after recovery.
Yeah, no, like Dobby's entire body looks like just a black char. Like there is nothing else that is a defining feature about him right now.
That dude is going under my grill to light up me some good burgers.
Yeah, like I think he still has his teeth, but other than that, he is just like a black silhouette of a human and like burnt out eyes.
Look, man, Lady Nagant literally exploded into a violent explosion.
She did, but my hero, at least my hero's not too afraid to kill off the characters. It's kind of got a weird middle ground. It's in a weird middle ground if you think about it.
Most of the time, they're unwilling to actually do anything.
They're not willing to do it for like main characters for the most part. There's a couple like main side characters that get offed.
But yeah, I'm gonna post in text tone of voice. Yeah, man, she looks like, she's an Outback Steakhouse burger.
Yeah, no, she. Hold on, let me take a look at that image because I'm thinking of her after recovery. I don't remember what she looks like.
I'm thinking of her when she exploded.
I know she got it pretty bad. I remember watching it be like, oh,
I mean, she
no.
literally exploded, like, or...
I mean, honestly, to be fair, this is anime, but she doesn't look too bad. She just looks like cartoon burnt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just...
I get your point. You're not wrong. Honestly, anyone that actually had those burns would probably die. They would suffocate under their own skin at that point.
Horrifying way to go.
One of the worst.
Right up there with drowning, in my opinion.
And see, they say that one is supposed to be peaceful, but I still don't want to fucking do it.
It's probably peaceful after you just start sinking and fading away.
It's peace. The thing is, for divers, it is peaceful because their bodies do not panic when CO2 starts getting looped back in.
Yeah, because last I saw, this is Dobby right now.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Well, they might kill him off soon since the manga's ending soonish.
No, the final fight's over. I'm pretty sure
I got no idea.
Yeah, they're just. I think they're doing the aftermath of everything now. So I mean, it's bullshit anime. He's probably gonna be fine. Maybe he'll get a bandage over his eyes, look like Gojo or something. I don't know.
They'll probably say that he got better and became a good guy. You want to know something? I haven't touched that show for a long while. When was the last time I touched that show?
When?
Gentle Criminal.
I liked Gentle Criminal.
Gentle Criminal and La Brava were probably the best parts of that show.
They were pretty good.
Hands down. Like, there's no competition. They're villains who, one, break the stereotype of being horrible, evil people to be villains' sake, because, that's like 90% of, like, villains in My Hero.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, dude was just a bad guy for
all of their judgments.
Yeah, no, I think Gentle Criminal comes back too at one point to like actually help the heroes.
I know La Brava comes back in for a quick panel or two.
I like the two of them. I thought they were interesting.
I think that them getting taken out, them being their own mini arc, I think is a shame.
Like I said, I think they come back, so I think it was just a temporary thing.
And like I remember, like one of the most wholesome things that I saw from that arc was the flashback where Gentle Criminal takes the permanent marker and he draws like permanent rings around his eyes, so La Brava doesn't feel self-conscious about hers.
Yeah, because she gets a horrible lack of sleep, like people I know. Hi, I'm the people I know.
Can't believe I called myself out like that. I'm an asshole.
To know oneself is to something.
So ironically, I don't actually have like dark bags under my eyes. I do get a fair amount of sleep. It's just I sleep at weird hours.
I don't think did La Brava have a weird sleep schedule, or were her eyes just naturally
no,
like
no,
that?
She just stayed up late.
Yeah, she was a weeb and would just stay up late. That was basically what it was.
Otaku.
All right, we will deal with this portal nonsense next time.
Yeah,
we are long past due.
What?
A little bit. We're like 14 minutes past our ending time.
That's fine.
But plot kept happening, so.
Plot.
It happens. It's fine. Also, Delic's still here. He hasn't said a goddamn word the whole episode.
I've had nothing to add.
You can still try to add something every now and then if you have any thoughts on the topic.
And it was like one line.
Well, Delic, you have any final words for the episode?
Bye.
Delic's got one-liners.
All right, then. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.